Good morning. I'm on the Lagan. Where it meets Victoria Channel, and I'm standing in front of the SSE Arena where all the ice hockey and all the rest of it goes on, and there's a massive big tall ship in here, and it's got all the traditional rigging that you would expect a tall ship to have. Not quite sure why these tall ships are visiting Belfast this morning or over the weekend. There's another one over here that looks suspiciously like the Black Pearl that Pirates of the Caribbean was based around. And it's anyway, let's have a look at this vessel. And this is the kind of wear and tear that you'd expect to see on a vessel like this. That's been out crossing oceans, paintwork, and the stain there has suffered. So let's have a look. It's the Graceful. For the young Swedish boat builder Lars Johansson, the 19th century wooden tall ship, the Lady Eleen, left a marked impression. Her memory remained with Lars, and one day, following a business success, his chance to fulfill his dream finally arrived. With the Lady Ellen's old drawings in hand, Johansson rebuilt the elegant tall ship to the very highest specification. This heritage can be felt in the 100-year-old design. Launched in 1982, she has crossed the Atlantic 17 times, weathered storms in the Caribbean, survived a cyclone in Bermuda, and sailed in the USA, Canada, Mediterranean and the Baltic. She is now being repurposed as a sail training vessel to carry out Atlantic use flagship project, after which point she will be officially renamed the Graceful in homage to the great pirate queen. Apparently it is really luxurious inside. It's has to be said, it's a bit weather beaten outside. It's a triple masted schooner of the traditional type, although we can see that, and it's of Swedish design. It was launched in 1982 at Malmo, and it's considered to be one of the most graceful tall ships ever built. And it sleeps 12, and it has 9 of a crew, and it can sail along at between 17 and 18 knots. It says the Graceful, young people of Ireland, or the island of Ireland, this is your ship. So it might have been to clear up misunderstanding here. It was the Lady Eleen previously, and now it's going to become the Grace O'Malley whenever it's turned into a youth ship. And why our name, the Grace O'Malley? Grace O'Malley is celebrated in Ireland as the original pirate queen, and that romantic. It wouldn't be romantic whenever she was sticking a knife or a sword into you. The 16th century figure was also a remarkable leader, businesswoman and adventurer. For purpose of inspiring the next generation of maritime leaders, there is no better fit. I wonder where this statue was of this lady. Before her exploits were uncovered by the historian Anne Chambers in the early 2000s, O'Malley had been largely airbrushed from history for not fitting the conventional norms of womanhood. She looks all right to me. For her earliest days, Grania O'Malley, Nee Malhi, rejected the role of 16th century woman, instead embracing life on the sea along the rugged west coast of Ireland, where she ruled the waves for decades. She was a pirate. Ambitious and fiercely independent, her exploits eventually became known throughout Ireland and England, leading to a meeting with Queen Elizabeth I herself when she sailed up the Thames to meet her. This is a voyage of the Atlantic Youth Trust. This is a voyage Atlantic Youth Trust planned to replicate in September 2023. 400 years later, we will carry direct descendants of Grace O'Malley on board. It's not good. There's plenty of information for you. This is year 0, 2022, Irish promotional tour. And the boat is sailing around the various ports to build support for our flagship project. The aim is to bring over 1,000 youths, that's boys and girls I presume, on this programme, and for 5,000 more to experience the ship through our academy and club projects. So, big training ship. It's now called the Grace O'Malley, but it was called the Lady Eleen, and it was worked on by this guy, Lars Johansson. There's the name of it down underneath. It's the Lady Eleen. And here she is. The Lady Eleen, the original Lady Eleen, three-masted schooner, traditional, and now she's been renamed the Grace O'Malley.